Welcome to the podcast, Claim Your Excellent Life, with your host, Suzanne Kellner-Zinck, where she helps professional women learn how to be happy. Suzanne will teach you how to do this through building high self-esteem, relaxation and calm, and good, healthy relationships. Tune in every week as Suzanne shares effective strategies to help you claim your excellent life with happiness techniques, self-esteem building exercises, relationship tips, and relaxation information. Make sure to head over to dawningvisions.com to subscribe to the newsletter to receive your keys to happiness, as well as other useful free gifts for you.
In today's episode of Claim Your Excellent Life, we are going to speak about therapy. Because I had a question from someone on Quora who had asked how long it takes for therapy to work. Apparently she had started therapy, conventional therapy, with a conventionally trained psychotherapist type person, and hadn't had any results in several months. And because she thanked me for the answer, I'm going to share it on the podcast because I think it's information that everybody needs to understand. First of all, understand I'm a hypnotist, not a therapist type person. I don't really necessarily believe in talk therapy anymore because I know what hypnotism can do and how quickly it can do it. However, that being said, through my hypnosis practice, I have learned that depression is really similar to pain in that it's a symptom of something that needs to be addressed in one's body and or mind. And all too often, when you go to a mental health professional person, conventionally trained, they will just see you as a person with depression, meaning a mental health issue, and give you antidepressants and cognitive behavioral therapy, etc. And though those things may work to some degree, if the problem isn't in a person's thinking processes or with the emotions, it's never going to help them. And I learned this with one of my clients way back in 2010 or so, who was suffering with depression to the point where she'd sit in my recliner chair with her head down and all slumped over every single time she came in. And at one point, I just got really pissed off and needed to figure out something to shift her out of it. And what I ended up doing, interestingly enough, was telling her a little story about one of my eating disorder people and how it was really inside her own ability to have the thoughts and behaviors of somebody who doesn't have eating disorders. Seriously, that's where it all began. And I made her little recordings. But we also found out that in her case, most of her depression really didn't have to do with a lot of emotional stuff. A lot of it had to do with things like leaky gut. And she worked in the medical field and she was dealing with all kinds of toxic chemicals and heavy metals and things every single day. And it was these things that were causing her problems because her body wasn't able to metabolize her proteins and amino acids to make the neurotransmitters that are necessary to have clarity of thinking and emotional stability. So I want you all to understand that there's many different reasons for us to have symptoms that have nothing to do with what it may look like. In fact, I had a couple of nurses come to me several years ago who were going through menopause, and they were really depressed, but it had nothing to do with having an emotional problem per se. They just needed to get their progesterone and estrogen balanced out. So I sent them down the street to my compounding pharmacist to get the correct testing done through the saliva. That's the way it needs to be done. And he was able to help them both out. No antidepressants needed, folks. So let us be mindful of the fact that the body, mind, and spirit all work together, and that we need to take everything into consideration when we are looking at symptoms, because ultimately that's the way our body operates. I sincerely hope you found this to be helpful to you, because it is only with the correct treatment that one is going to find themselves feeling better. And I can also tell you, with the hypnotism, I'm able to help people come out of really bad depressions a lot quicker than talk therapists. In fact, we clear out the cause of the problem, the reason why they're holding on to the problem, and get them going with their compelling future. So if you're interested in checking out the services, go to dawningvisions.com, DAWNING, V as in Victor, IS as in Sam, IONS as in Sam.com, and fill out the little form on Learn More. Or there's another thing that I think says contact sheet on there. And if you fill those out, only one of them, I will get an email and we can set up a time to speak about your problem. See if we're a good match to work with one another. Because ultimately, health and healing, we need to have the right thing addressed in order to get that to happen for ourselves. As always, I thank you for spending your time with me. Till next time.
If you have enjoyed Claim Your Excellent Life, we'd really appreciate it if you go over to iTunes and give it a 5-star review. If you have found Claim Your Excellent Life to be helpful to you, and maybe even life-altering with the information that we have shared here, and to allow us to continue this work, which we really do enjoy doing for you, you can sponsor us at patreon.com. That's spelled P as in Paul, ATREON as in Nancy.com. Again, that's P as in Paul, AT as in Tom, REON as in Nancy.com, where there's a few different levels of sponsorship that you can choose from to help us to continue doing this work. We thank you for any assistance that you are able to give us.
Thank you for listening to the podcast, Claim Your Excellent Life, with your host, Suzanne Kellner-Zinck, where she helps professional women learn how to be happy. Suzanne teaches you how to do this through building high self-esteem, relaxation and calm, and good, healthy relationships. Tune in every week as Suzanne shares effective strategies to help you claim your excellent life with happiness techniques, self-esteem building exercises, relationship tips, and relaxation information. Make sure to head over to dawningvisions.com to subscribe to the newsletter to receive your keys to happiness, as well as other useful free gifts for you.